The year is 1258, February 13th. In the golden halls of the Abbasid Palace, where Caliph Al-Mustasim has ruled for 36 years, the fountains fall silent. In Baghdad, the city of wisdom, where water flows through gardens like veins of life and scholars from 3 continents gather to study in the greatest libraries on earth, silence is never accidental. When the fountains stop, the city understands the message before the messengers arrive. The end has come. Beyond the palace walls, the Mongol army stretches to the horizon, a sea of riders from the steppe, hardened men from a world without cities, books, or philosophy. They speak only one language, conquest. Within days, they will erase a civilization that has survived for 8 centuries. But what will haunt history is not just the fall of Baghdad, it is what happens after the gates break. Outside the walls stands Hulagu Khan, grandson of Genghis Khan, leading a force that is no longer merely an army, but a moving catastrophe. Cities across Persia already lie in ruins behind him. Rivers have run red, skulls have been stacked into warnings, and surrender has become the only mercy he offers. Baghdad, the richest city on earth, now faces the storm. Hulagu sends a letter to the Caliph, preserved by the Persian historian Abd-al-Malik Juvaini. Its meaning is simple: surrender and live, resist and be erased. Your palaces will burn, your family will suffer, and your name will vanish. Al-Mustasim reads the letter and laughs. He gathers his courtiers and reminds them who he is. He is the Caliph, the deputy of God on earth, successor to the Prophet Muhammad, ruler of a dynasty that has endured for 800 years. He believes Baghdad is untouchable, too sacred to fall. He believes Allah will protect him. He is wrong. Al-Mustasim is not a warrior. He is a man of ceremony, comfort, and tradition, surrounded by advisors who tell him only what he wants to hear. When the Mongols advance, he assumes the world will blink first, but the Mongols do not blink. On January 29th, 1258, the siege begins. This is no ordinary assault. Hulagu brings Chinese engineers skilled in siegecraft, explosives, and machines unknown to Baghdad's defenders. Day and night, the walls are pounded. Towers collapse, stone bursts, and the sky itself seems to tremble. The defenders fight bravely, but bravery means little against an enemy that has turned killing into a system. By February 5th, the walls are breached. By February 10th, organized resistance collapses. And on February 13th, Hulagu Khan stands inside the Abbasid throne room. Al-Mustasim kneels before him, his golden robes torn, his turban lying in the dust like discarded cloth. The man who believed himself divinely protected now looks painfully human. He begs for mercy. Hulagu watches him with detached curiosity, like a hunter studying prey that never understood it was being hunted. Later chroniclers record Hulagu's question, spoken coldly: "Where is your God now?" The caliph cannot answer. Hulagu orders the treasury brought in. Centuries of wealth are piled before the caliph: gold, silver, jewels, relics, the condensed power of an empire. Hulagu mocks him for loving riches and commands that he be fed what he cherished most. Gold is forced into his mouth, silver coins ground between his teeth. When he resists, he is beaten until he obeys. The torture continues for hours. The caliph is kept alive, conscious, humiliated. By the time it ends, his body is broken, but the true horror has not yet begun. Hulagu orders the caliph's family brought forward. First comes his eldest daughter, Princess Fatima, 27 years old, renowned across the Islamic world for her beauty and intellect. She speaks multiple languages, writes poetry, and believes knowledge can elevate humanity. Now she is forced to kneel before her father. Hulagu orders her robes removed. She refuses. Soldiers tear them away. Chroniclers struggle to record what follows. What happened to her occurred before her father's eyes, and when it ended, she was no longer alive. Her body was discarded beyond the palace walls. The most powerful man in the Islamic world watched, helpless, unable even to scream. Then the sons are brought in. 3 princes raised as heirs to an empire now chained in a conquered throne room. Prince Mubarak is 23, Prince Ahmed 21, Prince Ali only 14. Hulagu asks them the same question he asked their father: "Where is your God now?" Prince Mubarak answers with defiance, saying, "Allah will punish this cruelty." Hulagu nods calmly and gives a command. Mongol custom forbids spilling royal blood, believing it brings misfortune. Kings are killed without wounds. The princes are wrapped tightly in carpets, suffocating, unable to move. Their cries are muffled by wool as Mongol horsemen ride over them again and again. Bones shatter. The cries fade. The caliph watches in silence, his spirit already crushed. 3 daughters remain: Princess Zainab, 25, Princess Kadia, 20, Princess Aisha, only 12. For them, Hulagu chooses a different fate. Zainab and Kadia are given to Mongol commanders as spoils of victory, taken far from Baghdad into a world that does not know their language or their names. They vanish from history, leaving no graves, no descendants, no records beyond brief mentions in Mongol archives. They do not die in ink. They simply disappear. Aisha is kept alive. Hulagu forces her into Mongol clothing, forces her to learn a new language, a new identity. Decades later, A Persian chronicler writes of meeting an elderly woman who claimed to be her, bent with age, her Arabic broken by foreign sounds. She remembered little of Baghdad, but she remembered the night her family died, and Hulagu's words to her, "You are the last. Your line ends with you." She lived long enough to watch the world move on without her. Back in the palace, Al-Mustasim still lives. Hulagu orders him wrapped in a carpet like his sons. Above him, a wooden platform is built. On it, Hulagu and his generals hold a feast, eating, drinking, laughing, while the caliph slowly suffocates beneath their weight. The feast lasts all night. By morning, the carpet is unrolled. There is no blood, no wound, only the unmistakable signs of death. 800 years of Abbasid rule end in silence. With the caliph gone, Baghdad is defenseless. The Mongols sweep through the city methodically, district by district. Men, women, children, scholars, merchants, imams, none are spared. Bodies pile so high that horses struggle to move through the streets. Chroniclers estimate hundreds of thousands, perhaps 1 million, are killed. The House of Wisdom burns, manuscripts are thrown into the Tigris until the river turns black with ink, then red with blood. Scholars hide in wells, survive by chance, and later write of a city filled only with corpses, flies, and dogs feeding on the dead. By the 7th day, Baghdad is no longer a city. It is a shell. Walls stand, palaces cast shadows, but life is gone. The Mongols do not stay to rebuild. They leave a warning carved into history so deep that other cities surrender at the rumor of their approach. Fear spreads faster than armies. The Mongol Empire moves on, but Baghdad becomes a scar that never fully heals. When people speak of the fall of Baghdad, they speak of numbers. 1 million dead, a library burned, an empire ended. But numbers do not scream. They do not beg. They do not remember what it felt like to be alive moments before everything collapsed. The story survives because survivors whispered it to their children, and those whispers crossed centuries. The Mongols could burn cities and crush dynasties, but they could not erase remembrance. Baghdad stands as a reminder that brilliance is fragile, that power built on arrogance invites catastrophe, and that no civilization is immune to collapse when it believes itself untouchable. The first sign of the end was not fire or steel, but silence. The fountain stopped, and the world changed forever.